Here's a sketch of a curve, figure 1. So figure 1 shows a sketch of the curve with equation y equals f of x, where f of x is equal to x over x minus 2. X doesn't equal 2. The curve passes through the origin and has two asymptotes with equations y equals 1 and x equals 2 as shown in figure 1. So here's it goes to the axis 0, has two asymptotes, the x equals 2 and the y equals 1 asymptote there, and here's the curve itself. F of x equals x over x minus 2. So that's what we've got there then in the figure. So part A, in the space below, sketch the curve with equation y equals fx minus 1 and state the equations of the asymptotes of this curve. And B, find the coordinates of the points where the curve with equation y equals fx minus 1 crosses the coordinate axes. So I've summarized the question here, so we'll overdraw the new curve. So part A, sketch y equals fx minus 1, stating the new asymptotes for this curve. So let's choose a different color. Now, if we think about putting in, when x was 1, if I put x as 1 in here, I get the value. If I put x equals 1, which is the value, input value here, the output value will be f of 1 minus 1, which will be f of 0, which will be from the curve will be here. So that point that was there essentially moves to here. So we can see that it's a translation and it's shifting everything right by a distance of 1 unit. So all we need to do now is redraw this asymptote over by 1 unit. So I'm going to do that in blue to draw the new curve. So there's the new asymptote, which is the line x equals 3. X equals 3. And instead of this shifting, every point moves over by 1 unit. So if we just do our thing, it will go through this point here, won't it? And then it will come down just as before, and it will go down here. So everything's shifted over by 1 unit, and the same goes here. So shift everything over by 1 unit then, and it comes round, and it goes down like so. So that's the new curve then. This is the new curve in blue, fx minus 1, y equals. So this asymptote here then is still the same asymptote, y equals 1. So part A, we've sketched that curve then in blue. Clearly you'd do a fresh sketch for that curve. I've just overlaid it on the previous curve that's given here. But I hope you get the idea and the gist behind it. Find the coordinates where fx minus 1 crosses the axes. So part B now. So B here. Fx minus 1 is equal to, well, instead of an input x, you put the value x minus 1. So here's our input x. So we put x minus 1, something. The something here is x minus 1 minus the 2. So let's simplify this, tidy it up. X minus 1 over x minus 3. This is our new function, as we suspected. So find the coordinates where this crosses the axes. So when does this is y value now. When does this equal 0? So y equals 0 will give the value on the x-axis when, well, this will be 0 when x is 1, won't it? By inspection there. And when x is 0, when y is equal to, put 0 in here, you get minus 1. And put 0 in here, you get minus 3. Which equals 1/3. So this coordinate here on the new curve is when x is 0, y is 1/3. So let's just summarize the coordinates then. So coords on the axes are 1 and 0. When x is 1, y is 0. And when x is 0, y equals 1/3.